Well, this monologue today talks about kind of a mixture of home-based business and medical politics. This weekend, the Department of Labor released a figure that 92 million Americans have given up looking for jobs, and they're on a combination of welfare, disability, and unemployment. 92 million Americans. Now, if you exclude the people who are retired and you exclude people who are under 16 years of age and not really serious working age, you're looking at greater than one-third of the American working population is on welfare, on unemployment, and disability. This is a result of what we call singularity. Singularity, this came about, about 25 years ago. It was recognized where there's a massive loss of jobs requiring human beings because computers and robots can do the jobs better, more effectively, more efficiently, more economically. And robots don't complain about back problems. Robots don't want 6 months of paid pregnancy leave, that kind of stuff. And as a result, things that we've just taken for advantage, that we've taken for granted are disappearing. The post office services are disappearing. Things like newspapers are shrinking and shrinking. They're becoming insignificant. Why? Because of the cell phone, because of the computer, because of robots, because of all the apps you can get. Doctors are going to be insignificant because of the apps you can get on your telephone. Just a trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Be Herbal Doctor, and the Passport Aromatherapy teaches you how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils. Why would you spend millions of dollars over your lifetime with a doctor when you can just spend hundreds and prevent and reverse diseases? It's just one of those crazy things. Well, this has occurred for several reasons. Number one, of course, through technology. As we get phones and robots and stuff like that, they're going to replace people doing these repetitive jobs, no doubt about it. But also, the medical system has had, I think, the greatest impact on the American workforce. Why? Because of the high cost and the ever-growing cost of medical benefits. As the labor force wanted medical benefits, why they want medical benefits? They're getting sicker, even despite having the most expensive and the most comprehensive and the most modern medical care system in the world. We spend more money each year for health care than all the other nations in the world combined, not more than any nation, but more than all nations. What do we get for it? We're 92nd in healthfulness. There's 91 other nations whose people are healthier than us. We rank 60th in longevity. 59 other nations live longer than us. God forgive us. We rank 41st in live births and first-month survivability of our babies. And this is despite spending all this money for health care. And, of course, the doctor's interests have been primarily to find a way to get insurance to pay for everything. What they do is if you come in complaining about back problems, they'll look in the insurance code book and find out where the insurance pays out on maximal payments for back problems. And that's what you got. And they took advantage of it. And as a result, costs kept going up and up and up and up, and they learned how to game the system, if you will, game the insurance system. The worst possible thing for American health and American health care has been insurance because people really didn't care what it cost because insurance paid for it. Well, guess what? That's all coming to a screeching halt now. The millennials, or maybe the kids who are beyond, I guess, their kids, the immortaliums, or whatever you call them, these kids are now getting the $150 a month deducted from their paychecks. They say, well, wait a minute, I worked the same this month I did last month. How come they took $150 more out? Well, that's because they're paying for the Affordable Health Care Act. One kid is paying for 3 or 5 or 8 or 10 seniors who can't pay. And this is getting to be a train wreck. So I'm seeing more and more people calling me and say, Wallach, are you still doing that thing? Yeah, I've been doing that thing for, since 1964, actually, as kind of a professional. But I've been doing it for 67 years as a user of the 90 Essential Nutrients. I've been taking the 90 Essential Nutrients twice a day for 67 years. Using the Chinese aging system, I'm already 85 years old. And using the American aging system, I'm 74. So So the Chinese system, 75. And so I've been not going to doctors for 67 years. I don't have any health problems, no arthritis, no high blood pressure, no diabetes, no macular degeneration, no dementia, no Alzheimer's disease, no fibromyalgia, no lupus, no periodontal disease. I don't have any of these things, right? Why is that? Well, I've been taking the 90 essential nutrients twice a day for 67 years. If everybody were like me medically, the medical system would be real humble. Well, they're getting humble right now because as people lose their insurance, guess what? They're not going to pay outrageous prices when they start looking at it. You know, you get 3 bids when you put a roof on your house, when you put flooring in your house, when you put your driveway on or do your plumbing. Why wouldn't you get 3 opinions before you do what your doctor says? After all, he's only a man or a woman. He's not God. She's not God. Well, stick with us. We're going to be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a bit about macular degeneration, as I've got a Fox News story here headlined, Telescope Eye Implants Restores Sight in Macular Degeneration Patients. Say it sounds like science fiction, but they're putting tiny telescopes implanted into the eyes to restore those that have lost their sight due to age-related macular degeneration. They say it's about 10 million, affects about 10 million United States Americans in the United States. It is the leading cause of blindness. That all in Americans over the age of 60. And then a little later, they say, although there is no cure for AMD, quote, a Dr. Sid Mandelbaum, a ophthalmologist in New York, who says this is a telescope implant implanted in the eye when the lens is removed, takes the place of the individual's own lens and remains in the eye permanently. They say the procedure takes about a little more than an hour. Once the patient has the implant, the telescope magnifies the images that patient sees and projects them. After surgery, patients undergo occupational therapy to help them get used to their new vision. And according to Mandelbaum, he says the eye is kind of like the video camera that sends the image to the brain. And of course, I got to wonder, how much does something like this cost? And I went to the company that's pushing this whole thing. It's called CentralSight. And I found a section on their website where they have frequently asked questions. I thought, oh, well, probably anybody wanting to know, find out about this might want to know about how much it costs. And so I go to their frequently asked questions section, and that question wasn't among those listed. But one of the questions was, are there other medical treatments available? And their answer from CentralSight is, unfortunately, there currently are no medical treatments available for patients with end-stage AMD. External appliances worn on the outside of the eye are used by some patients. However, those do have practical limitations. A little later in the story, also the original story, they cited a specific individual, a woman by the name of Patricia Grakowski, and she says, oh, yeah, it's a life changer. It's not 100%, but it's better than I could at least recognize someone's face now. And but I did go find a story by NBC News where they said the FDA approved this back in 2013. It's now covered by Medicare. They said for those paying out of pocket, the cost of the device alone, Doc, is $15,000. Then you got to pay the surgery and the hospital and the rehab. So I'm figuring this whole dude's probably worth $50 grand or better to get this done. And that would buy an awful lot of 90 essential nutrients, I would think.
Yeah, well, I want everybody to get a hold of that CD called Seeing is Believing, which is an apology by an eye doctor who called me a liar when I said I could reverse macular degeneration. And he gave me 27 charts of people who had been legally blind for 6 or 8 or 10 years of macular degeneration. In 90 days, 25 of them could read 20/20 in 90 days without glasses, 2 required glasses. But these were all people who'd been legally blind for 6 or 8 or 10 years. And we do this, of course, with a nutritional program. We do it by changing their diet, getting rid of all the inflammatory foods, and also then we give them the 90 essential nutrients plus the secret sauce for antioxidant properties for the eye. And guess what? It works every time. And so I think we deserve a little flourish here, Doug.
Also, Doc, I have to mention, they later in this story say, however, experts warn that it's not the kind of vision that would allow a patient suffering with AMD to drive again.
Well, this gets people, our program gets everybody driving again. And, of course, I think it costs for the average size person, 150-pound to 200-pound person, you're looking at $5 to $7 a day, depending on their weight. Oh, that's a little bit cheaper. And, of course, it helps other parts of your body, too. So contact your Youngevity associate and ask about Seeing is Believing, the CD, and our program for macular degeneration. Telescope in the eye? We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Loveland, Ohio, and Johnny, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Johnny, you're on the air.
How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. Thank you. How can I help you?
Well, I'm kind of devastated. This is about a veterinarian question. We couldn't have children, and I've got my 15-year-old. She's a Shiba Inu, and she's been having, back in June of last year, she fell over, and they thought it was something going on. They really didn't know what it was. She didn't have any more problems, and then I took her in for blood work. She hates going to the vet because she's had so many surgeries, and this was January 1st. She comes home, and from being so tore up, she falls over to the right, and she can't hardly get back up, so I help her, and she seems to get better, and she walks okay, but she's still weak in her hips. But
okay, how old is she?
She's 15, a little bit over 15.
Yeah. And what does she weigh?
She's about 30 pounds.
All right. You say she's had all these surgeries. What were those surgeries for?
She had her spleen removed, and she had a cancer surgery that they had to do it twice in 3 weeks. But where we're at right now, Dr.
Okay, well, stop. What kind of cancer? Was it breast cancer? What was it?
It was actually under her arm. It was some kind of, I think it was carcinoma, but they actually said that the cancer cell wasn't growing, and so they said, would they have to say it was benign? But they've got her so frightened of that. But when we came back from this on the January 1st thing, she had an episode. She's had 5 since January 1st, but last night she had one. She liked to never come back from it. It took me a couple of minutes to hold her.
Okay, what kind of food are you feeding her? What kind of food are you feeding her?
Got her on canine, or what's it called? Oh, shoot, I'll have to go in and look.
Okay, so anyway, what I want you to do is give her 2 scoops of our Arthrodex in her food every day. Divide her food into half of her food at breakfast, half at dinner. Give her 1 scoop of the Arthrodex at breakfast in her food, 1 scoop of the Arthrodex powder in her food at dinner time. But I also want her to have 2 Smart FX capsules at breakfast and 2 at dinner. That'll be 2 bottles a month of the Smart FX. Because we don't know, is this falling over thing related to maybe a metastatic tumor that's gone from her underarm to her brain? Or maybe she just has demyelinating disease. I don't know what food you're feeding it, so I don't know exactly what she's getting. But I'm assuming if it's a commercial feed and she's not gluten intolerant, that might be okay. But give her the the Arthrodex. Give her the Arthrodex and give her the Smart FX, and then call me back every 2 weeks. Let me know how she's doing. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Salinas, California, and Jim, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Jim, you're on the air.
Okay, mine is a kind of a long story, but I'm going to simplify it as much as I can. In 2008, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and rather than letting the doctors cut and burn me, well, I went on a Budwig diet. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but anyway,
yes.
Cottage cheese and flaxseed oil. But more recently, I have been, that seems to be okay. More recently, I've been slowly losing weight. I have acid reflux. I'm losing about a pound a month. My normal rate is about 160, or I'm down to 143 right now. And I can't seem to stop losing weight. I have acid reflux. I have burning in my throat at night. I'm on a CPAP machine. I have rash on my skin. My stomach hurts a lot. So I'm in sad shape.
Wait a minute. Stop, Jim. How long have you had that rash on your skin?
Oh, for quite some time.
20 years?
Yeah, I'd say years.
Okay, now, did you have asthma as a kid?
Yes, I did.
Okay, bingo. Let's stop right here. Okay, Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, what's Jim's basic problem?
He's got a severe gluten intolerance, and this is what's causing all his other problems, and he needs to rebuild his stomach acid also.
Wait a minute, he says he's got acid reflux.
He's got a lack of acid reflux is the problem.
Oh. Okay, very good. You get an A+, Shar. Okay, Jim, how much do you say? You weigh 143 now. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get 2 Healthy Start packs per month. That will allow you to have 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner. Then I want you to also get the Ultimate Enzymes. I want you to take 1 or 2 of those 2 to 5 minutes before each meal, with a couple ounces of water. Because you have a history of prostate cancer, I want you to get 3 bottles a month of our selenium, so you can take 3 of those 3 times a day, 3 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then you must, as Shar says, you must get on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, absolutely no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, and no oils, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressing, or cooking oils. And you call us every couple of weeks. I want to know your blood pressure. I want to know your weight. And all your problems have stemmed from the gluten intolerance, the rash on the skin, the asthma as a kid. And then you can't absorb nutrients to protect yourself from cancers. And certainly, I want you to salt your food to taste. Make sure your chief cells in your stomach are making plenty of stomach acid. But if you don't make plenty of stomach acid, that's where the ultimate enzymes come in, because there's stomach acid in there. When you have reflux, it's not acid reflux. It's a lack of acid reflux, as Shar says. That means you don't have enough stomach acid. The pH goes up your stomach to about 5 or 6, moving it on neutral. And that allows yeast and bacteria to grow in there and ferment food that comes into your stomach. That's where all the gas and burping and reflux comes from. Lack of acid reflux. Call us every couple of weeks. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Serbia. And Dennis, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Serbia?
Hello. Yes, hello, doctor.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
My friend's uncle, a very nice man, 14 months ago, in November of 2012, had a stroke. He had a blockage. He didn't get oxygen to the brain, and then his right side got paralyzed, and he can't talk. He can make sounds. He's strong like a horse. He eats like a horse, but he can't walk and talk, and he's taking drugs, prescriptions for hypertension, and something to calm him down.
Okay.
And one more thing, I'm sorry. He has visiting therapists, and then even though he's a happy guy, he closes the window shades and just lays around until the next day, until the therapists come over again.
Okay. How much does he weigh, you think?
I think he weighs about 212, 220. He'd be 212 if he was fit, but he's probably
Sure.
220.
Okay. All right. And I'm assuming this was a blood clot type of stroke?
That's what we figured out. There was a blockage. Okay. It wasn't a bleeding.
It wasn't a blood vessel leak. Okay, it was a blood clot. Okay, so what I would do for a guy like this is give him 2 of what we call our heart and brain packs. That will allow him to have 3 of our Ultimate Selenium at breakfast and dinner, 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 3 of the EFAs at breakfast and dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Heart and Brain packs. Then I want him to have 3 of our Ultimate Daily Tablets 3 times a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. This would be 2 bottles a month, and this is to support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries and to support and promote healthy blood pressure. Then I would also like him to have what we call, it's an enzyme that has nattokinase in it. It's called, Shar, what is it?
It's Nightly Essence.
Yeah, Nightly Essence, okay. Nightly Essence has nattokinase in it, which actually is an enzyme that dissolves blood clots. And it's legendary. It's even used in hospitals and so forth. But this is an oral form, Nightly Essence, that has these nattokinase in it, and I'd like him to have 9 of those a day. 3 in the morning when he wakes up before breakfast, 3 in the middle of the day sometime, either an hour before or an hour after lunch, and 3 at bedtime with a glass of water each time. And that'll be 3 bottles a month of the nightly essence, and this is for the nattokinase. And this is going to cover all the possibilities. And, of course, the fact that he has anxiety, I would call it, where he just is probably not communicating like he wants to. He may know what he wants to say, and he can't get it out, and this is, aggravating him, I'm sure. And so if he needs help with sleep, we actually have a wonderful sleep aid called Sleep Ease. It's SLEEP-EZE, Sleep Ease. It's a blend of herbs that actually help you sleep, and so that might help him have a better night's sleep. But in the meantime, he needs to stay away from bad stuff, too, that may have gotten him in trouble with the blood clot. Absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no oils, no margarines, mayonnaise, salt dressing, cooking oils, and no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. Give me a call every couple of weeks. This has got to be our first call from Serbia. We'd love to hear from you guys more frequently. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Washington State. And Margarita, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Margarita, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, what's up?
I have a 7-year-old Siberian Husky. He had a lump. He still has a lump on his throat, like thyroidal. For a year, all his blood work and the pathology on that lump came out clean, and I elected not to go to oncologist. And,
okay, did they do a biopsy?
Yes.
Okay, and what did they say it was? Is it a thyroid thing, or is it a lymph node, or what?
It came up clean. We sent blood to Michigan for the thyroid specialists out there. Everything came up normal. Then I took him to another vet who practices some Chinese as well as Western, and she said that these thyroidal carcinomas don't show on the blood work. That's why he kept coming up clean. And she said she was going to put him on these Chinese herbs that she had success with another husky breed with an even larger thyroidal tumor. In any case...
Okay, I'm still confused. Do they have a diagnosis of what this tissue was? Is it lymph nodes? Is it...
No. All the diagnoses have come up clean, but the animal now is
come up clean.
wasted.
I don't know what... Whoa. Margarita, I don't know what the tissue is.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Said it's a thyroidal carcinoma, and therefore it has not shown up on regular tests.
Okay, so they think it's a thyroid carcinoma.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. What does this dog weigh?
He's emaciated at like 40 pounds, 10 pounds of those 40 pounds, and this is a 70-pound animal, mind you. 10 pounds of that is just liquid in the abdomen, just his guts are...
All right, okay, so he's in trouble, okay? So certainly what I would do is give him 2 scoops of the Arthrodex in his food every day, 2 scoops of Arthrodex in his food every day, and I would also give that dog 3 of our selenium in his food every day, open the capsules, dump the powder in, and I would make sure that he's getting whatever it is he loves to eat. Make sure it wouldn't hurt to throw a couple of scrambled eggs in there, scrambled in butter. Throw some scrambled eggs in there for that dog. Get him some calories. Wouldn't hurt to put a couple of scoops of our protein powder in there. Mix it with some heavy whipping cream instead of water. Throw that in his food. And wouldn't hurt to also, I'd give him that Immortalium. Give him a couple of tablets of our Immortalium, our new product, and let's see if we can't beef him back up and extend his life and shrink whatever that lump is. And I'm still not quite sure, other than somebody thinks it's a thyroid tumor. But let me know as this goes along. Okay, Doug, we have time to start another one?
Yeah, let's head to Dallas, Texas. And Lauren, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Lauren, you're on the air.
Hi. Okay, I'm going to talk as fast as I can. I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy at 6 months old, spinal muscular atrophy. I am 31 years old right now, and when I was 12 years old, my doctors put me on prednisone to help with...
Okay, now wait a minute, stop there a minute.
Okay.
So you were diagnosed younger than 12 years old with spinal muscular dystrophy or atrophy?
Atrophy. I was 6 months old.
At 6 months old?
Yes.
Okay, now, did they think this was a form of muscular dystrophy?
It is, yes.
Okay. And how much do you weigh now?
Between 90 and 100 pounds.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, we got to go into those message moments. We get your pen and paper out, Lauren. When we come back, I'm going to give you some advice on what to do for this kind of problem. And, gosh, I want you to get a hold of that book, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, and read chapter 11 under the section on selenium deficiency. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity and 90 for Life Crusade. Doug, let's go right back to Texas and Lauren. Okay, so you were diagnosed as a young child at 3 months of age when you with muscular dystrophy, a form of muscular dystrophy, spinal muscular atrophy. You're now 31 years old and you weigh 90 pounds. So basically, you got to stay away from all the bad stuff, things that are inflammatory. No fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites in them, no deli slices, no sandwich meats, absolutely no oils, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oils, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. If you've had any children over the years, they got to do the same thing. You've passed that on through cord blood. Or if you have any siblings, any brothers and sisters, they need to be on the same diet. I'd get on one healthy bone and joint pack per month. That will allow you to have 1 tablespoon of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, the 3 EFA Pluses, that'd be 1 at breakfast, 2 at dinner. I'd also get a bottle of our selenium, our Ultimate Selenium, so you could take 3 a day, 1 at breakfast, 1 at lunch, 1 at dinner. That 1 bottle will last you a month. I'd also get a hold of the new product, Immortalium. Take 2 at breakfast, 2 at dinner. That 1 bottle will last you a month. And then call us every couple of weeks, Lauren. I'd be very, very interested in tracking you here. I want to know your weight. I want to know your blood pressure. And I want to know your strength. To do something and you know a limit in, and see what you do every week and see if it improves. That will help us monitor you from a distance. Okay, Doug, do we have time to start another one?
Yeah, let's head to San Diego, California. And Steve, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Okay, Steve, you're on the air.
Hello, Doc. I'm calling regarding my 9-year-old granddaughter. She turned 9 in December, and she started over the Christmas holiday, I guess what they call Tourette. The doctors call it a tic or something. She has this involuntary reflex in her neck. So she doesn't know she's doing it.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with it. I had that when I started between ages 4 and 9. Okay, what does she weigh?
She weighs about 110.
She weighs 110. She's 9 years old. Okay, so she's probably a little chunky.
She is.
Okay, so here we go. One question: does she have any skin problems or asthma?
You know what? Her mom has. Yeah, she has one of those. Yes, sir.
Okay, so she got skin problems and/or asthma. So she's got a gluten intolerance, and so what would you do for her, Shar? 110 pounds.
She needs the healthy. I would give her the healthy bone and joint pack, I think, but.
Okay.
But she just needs one, and she needs to get on a gluten-free diet. The most important thing is a gluten-free diet because that's causing her problem.
Perfect, A+. Absolutely, get her on a gluten-free diet, and that's what I did when I was 9 years old, 67 years. It took me 3 days to recover from what was back then diagnosed as having my eyelashes tickling my eyeballs, but today it'd be called Tourette syndrome. I had a facial tic and a facial cramp. Starting at 4, it progressively got worse until I was 9 years old. And in 3 days' time, on 90 essential nutrients twice a day, it went away. So, again, Shar says 1 healthy bone and joint pack per month. That would give her a tablespoon of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses a day, be 1 at breakfast and 2 at dinner is the way I'd go. And then the Glucogel, I'd have her take, let's see here, 2 at breakfast, 2 at dinner. That'll be 1 bottle a month. It wouldn't hurt to throw in the Smart FX. I'd give her the Smart FX 2. Give her 2 at breakfast, 2 at dinner. That'll be 2 bottles a month of the Smart FX. You give her 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner, Smart FX. and then make sure she's eating 2 or 3 eggs every day. They would be either poached, soft-boiled with soft yolks, or soft scrambled in butter. Okay, we got probably, 30 seconds to a minute left, Doug?
About that.
Okay, Shar, give us some wisdom in 30 seconds. What would you do for somebody that needs to make some extra money using Youngevity?
Well, definitely sign up as an associate and, tell your friends and your people you care about that they can be healthy and wealthy at the same time. My gosh, you can get paid to socialize.
Stock
what better
options
way
and
to
income
make money?
streams. Absolutely. Okay, thank you, Shar. Super as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Billy. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.